He left me standing on the roadside, rain carving cold rivers down my face. His taillights bled into the distance, shrinking until the night swallowed them. He thought I'd beg. He thought I'd learn my lesson. Instead, I stood still. My silence was my answer. Moments later, headlights cut through the storm. A black truck slowed, stopping beside me. The door opened. My bodyguard stepped out, calm, steady, unflinching. He didn't ask questions. He didn't need to. I smiled, climbing inside. My husband's cruelty had ended the moment he drove away. That was his last mistake. I met Daniel when I was 23. He was charming in the way men rehearse in mirrors. Smooth words, sharp suits, eyes that studied you like prey. I was too naive to notice. He told me I was his missing piece. I believed him. I built a life on that belief. In the beginning, he played the part of a perfect husband. Flowers at my desk, weekend getaways, promises of forever whispered in dim-lit rooms. For a time, I lived inside the illusion. But illusions crack. And when they do, the truth slices deep. It started with absences, meetings that ran too long, trips he couldn't explain, phone calls he took outside, voice lowered, gaze shifting. He grew careless, a lipstick stain I didn't wear, a perfume I didn't own. The final proof came wrapped in carelessness, his phone left unlocked on the counter. One message glowing on the screen, when she finds out, just blame her. Not heartbreak, not fury. What I felt was colder, a clarity that stripped me bare. I didn't confront him, not then. Confrontation is a gift. It gives the guilty time to prepare. No, I chose silence. Silence is sharper than a scream. Silence lets you plan. I started small, quiet. I traced his accounts, the shell companies he thought were hidden. Every lie leaves a paper trail, if you're patient enough to follow it. I was patient. I mapped out every debt, every secret transfer. Then I moved in shadows, meetings with lawyers, private investigators. My bodyguard, loyal in ways Daniel never was, became my silent partner. While Daniel slept beside me, I drafted my freedom. While he mocked me for being too soft, I built steel beneath my skin. I set the trap slowly, each piece sliding into place. My name replacing his on properties he never cared to read the fine print on. His mistress's face captured in photographs. His whispered promises to her recorded, time-stamped, undeniable. By the time he realized, I held the knife and the handle. That night in the rain was not a punishment, it was a performance, his grand display of power. He thought humiliation would shrink me, but humiliation is fuel when you know it's temporary. When I climbed into the black truck, I wasn't a victim. I was a conductor, raising the baton. The orchestra of his ruin was about to begin. The confrontation came weeks later, in the living room we once decorated together. He returned from another meeting, smelling of another woman's perfume. He found me waiting, calm, documents spread across the table like cards in a rigged game. "Sit," I said. Not a plea, an order. He laughed, arrogant, still convinced I was soft clay he could mold. But the laugh died when he saw the first paper, the deed transfer. His eyes narrowed. The recordings followed. His voice, confessing, seducing, betraying. "Where did you?" I watched, I cut in, listened, learned. His confidence fractured. He grabbed for bluster, shouting, pacing. But every word, every file, every signature was a wall closing in. And then came the final blow. Divorce papers, asset freezes, custody agreements, all prepared, all airtight. "This is illegal," he hissed. "No," I said, my voice level. "This is justice." He fought. Of course he did. Men like him always believe they're untouchable. But arrogance makes men sloppy. And I wasn't sloppy. His mistress fled when the investigators called her by name. His partners withdrew when they saw the evidence. His empire collapsed under the weight of his own greed, every brick crumbling because I'd loosened them one by one. In court, he tried to paint me as hysterical, vindictive. I let him rant. Judges respect silence more than noise. Then my lawyer slid the recordings across the table. The room went quiet, except for his own voice playing against him. When the verdict came, his eyes finally showed fear. Not rage, fear. He was stripped of assets, reputation, power, everything he thought defined him. I didn't smile in court. Victory doesn't need applause. People ask if I regret it, if part of me still misses the man I married. The answer is simple. I never married a man. I married a mask. And when the mask fell, all that remained was something hollow. Now, when I remember him, I don't see the charm. I see the rain, the way he left me on the side of the road, convinced I was small. But I wasn't small. I was patient. I was precise. And I was never.